Welcome to day 3 of Social 30. Here's our thoughts for the day that can be revisited down the road. So first thought, pretty quick and easy, and it's the same idea we had for our kind of one-time thing, but is it time to update your Facebook profile? Is it time to make a change there? Put a new image, big new background image, or a new image on your smaller icon. So you check it out and see if you're ready for that. Now, this is an idea. Our second point for today is an idea that really wants you to start thinking about Facebook in a couple of different ways. So the first way we think about it is our home feed as a place to consume content and see what's going on in other people's worlds. All right, so we go visit, we scroll, we might like, we might comment, we hop off. Okay, that's how most of us use Facebook and think about it. But Facebook doesn't always show you everything that you think you want to see. All right. And so by that, I mean, Facebook judges what you interact with. It classifies that as more important to you than the things you don't interact with. The people that you interact with on Facebook, it begins to see as more important to you than people you don't interact with that are already in your friend network. Okay, that's something that Facebook calls affinity. The affinity between you and another person on Facebook is kind of your stickiness, your relationship to them, even if they're already in your friend network. So what happens after time, over time, is that the things that you begin to see at the top of your feed, because let's face it, nobody gets on Facebook on their home feed and scrolls for 2 hours to make sure that they see every single thing that their friends posts. If you do that, I would challenge you to maybe spend your time other ways. But when the way most of us consume, we hop on, we see what's at the top of our feed, we scroll for 90 seconds, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, and then we're gone. Within those few minutes, though, you've just seen a handful of people's stuff that compared to how many friends you have in your friend network. When you begin to interact with those things, Facebook sees that as being important to you, so it puts those things back at the top. So what happens is you end up seeing the same kind of content and hearing from the same people because Facebook thinks you want them to be, Facebook sees you as valuing their stuff more than other people's. So your home feed becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy where the people you like and interact with are the people at the top of your feed because you've liked and interacted with them. Therefore, they're now placed at the top of your feed. Do you see what I mean? So how do we break out of that top of the feed Facebook bubble? And so today's point 2 is this very thought. Your friend network is not all created equal in the way that Facebook judges the way that you interact with different people. So when you got on Facebook, whether it was 2008 or 2010 or last year, you probably got a lot of friend requests early on in your days in the platform because Facebook, you told it who you were, you told it where you lived, you told it where you went to school, and then all of a sudden your classmates, neighbors, if you're involved with a religious institution, those kind of people, the friend requests just started pouring in, and then it began to trickle off. Well, let's take somebody who you accepted a friend request from because you worked with them 2 jobs ago and had a great relationship with them then. Haven't thought about them much since then. You accepted a Facebook friend request from them, and then you haven't spoken to them through Facebook at all in 5 years. Well, you have a very low affinity score with that person from Facebook's perspective. You're probably not seeing the posts that they create. Now, again, if you get on there and scroll for 3 hours, you will probably see something, but their stuff is not at the top of your feed. So how do we rekindle that affinity with people? So here's your challenge for today. Here's your topic for today. Go to your friend network. All right, so I'm on my personal home feed here. I'm going to click on friends. Go to your friend network and find somebody who you had a good personal relationship with, but realize you have not spoken to them through Facebook in 5 years. And go visit their profile and comment on a post of theirs. Okay? Just say, just saw this photo, you know, it's great to see your family. Something like that. It can be totally easy, light, innocuous. But what will happen is Facebook will up your affinity score with that person. You will begin to see more of their posts. And let's be truthful, we want them to be seeing your posts, your healthy living posts. And so now you can increase the affinity score. You probably have way more Facebook friends than I do. I only have 542. You probably have thousands of them. Think of this as your single greatest warm market, because you already know these people. They already know something about you, but Facebook doesn't think that you care about the bulk of them because you haven't interacted with them. So if you want the single greatest prospecting tip on Facebook, that's the one that I can give you, which is take the time to reacclimate yourself to people on Facebook. I mean, of course, they're going to be so glad to hear from you, you know? I mean, that's why we're friends with Facebook people, right? So we can keep up with them. So go comment on something in their timeline, send them a direct message. You know, maybe once you start conversations, you can even share a soundboard article to them directly, either with Facebook Messenger or by posting it to their timeline. Hey, saw this, was thinking about you. And you will see very quickly their stuff begins to activate in your feed. Your stuff will begin to activate in theirs, and they have a higher chance of commenting on your stuff and hopefully driving the conversation at some point to healthy living and to the products. So there's your thought for the day. There's your homework for today. And this is something that I highly recommend you revisit on a fairly regular basis with your Facebook feed. So they are your friends, but you know, treat them like a potential marketplace that it doesn't take much to warm it back up. So that's the thought for today.